We fade in on the interior of a boy's bedroom. A gentle summer breeze pushes gauzy white curtains away from the open window and into the moonbeams that fall in the room. There's a kid of 11 or 12 asleep on the bed. Action figures, toy cars, and books shoved in a jumble on the shelves behind him. There's also a calendar. July, 1987. We get a close-up on the kid's face as he sits up in bed. Cut back to the window and there's a girl, maybe 14, barefoot behind the curtain with her face in shadow. She thrusts her hand up into the moonlight and says, "It's such a beautiful night. Come on, let's go run in the corn." The boy hesitates, blinking a bit, and the girl steps forward. As the curtain falls away from her, she almost seems to pull the shadows with her, like they were another gauzy fabric. Those shadows seem to puddle around her eyes. She's smiling, but there's an edge to her voice as she gives a whispery little shout. "Randall Hubbs, you get your butt out of bed and come run in the corn with me." She rushes forward and grabs him by the hands, pulls him to the window. Her face smiles. Her eyes don't. Out the window, we see only cornfields. We switch shots to an exterior vantage point, and in the reflection of the window you can see a quiet street, a large patch of immaculate green lawn, and a stately home across the street. Then we're focused on the kid, who looks shocked. "Where the hell did that come from?" Randall asks. "Who cares?" says the girl and tugs at him. The scene wipes to the kids running through a moonlit cornfield. Randall is laughing and spinning around while the girl watches with cold, shadowed eyes. And then there's light, screaming brakes, and an air horn hollering as young Randall is standing all by himself in the highway. The corn is still there, but it's faded, gray and indistinct. Not nearly as clear as the headlights of the bright red semi that nearly hit him, or the trucker who's screaming, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" The camera lifts to an aerial view, showing Randall weeping on hands and knees in the highway, in a patch of fading cornfield. We wipe to about the same shot, but now an adult man in a suburban yard that has been covered with cornfield. There's blood on his hands and clothing. He weeps in the dirt. 3 bodies in the corn around him.
Let's just go. Let's say the gang's all here, everybody's set. We've had the cold open, which was nifty and creepy and very, very ghostly, which are all good things. Who would like to start off with the intro? Who's got a fun one with corny ghosts?
Mine's not fun.
Well, we'll save yours for last then.
Okay.
I mean, what I came up with hardly has to do with either, but it's a little bit corny.
Perfect, let's roll.
Okay, so August shovels microwaved corn into his mouth, not looking away from a large grimoire he's studying. After a second or two, we hear his phone chime, and August turns away to read the notification. But I'm so close. He sighs, looking disappointed, as he looks at his briefcase. There isn't room for the massive tome, so he has to leave it as he closes the case and walks off.
Very nice. Remember to give your personal intro as well, with or without any social media plugs.
All right. Hello. I'm Jin, player of August. I don't have a Twitter or social media yet.
Boom, boom, boom. Sweet. Who's next?
You want me to go next?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. All right. I'm Mike. I play Gary Kolchek, the Chosen. Excuse me, not the Chosen, the Gumshoe. And you can find me at Famous Poet 1. My introduction is a grocery store. You see the cart being wheeled down the breakfast cereal aisle. You hear Kolchek from above, obviously on the phone with one of his million contacts. You see his hand reach down for a box of cereal and sort of hovering, and it hovers over a box of corn pops. And then you see his hand again hovering, and grabbing a box of Boo Berry cereal and tosses it into the cart And the cart moves on, and he continues talking.
All right, Maxwell, it's you're up then.
So I'm Ollie. I don't pay attention apparently. I play Maxwell, and my intro is I'm walking out of the anger management place from last time as it blows up, and then I look down and there's something demonic in my hand. So obviously some kind of demons had infiltrated this anger management place that I was going to, and then I receive a call.
Brilliant. And Jo.
So I'm Sarah, and I play Jo, the Chosen. And she's standing in front of a gravestone, pouring out a bottle of whiskey onto a grave. And you just catch the date. It's today's date, but the anniversary from the death of a few years ago. And as she says something along the lines of, "Wish I could enjoy this with you in more ways than one," she kind of looks up and she sees across the way a ghostly figure watching her. And just as she's about to say something, her phone rings and you get the stereotypical, "What?" when she answers it. And when she looks back up, the ghost is gone.
Nice. Do we get a look at the headstone of whoever it is that you're visiting?
Yeah, sure. It'll be for Gavin Eastwood, deceased 6 years ago. Loving
Ex-husband.
husband is what you see, yeah. First husband, the one she was widowed from, so not an ex.
True. Very good. Excellent. And so Agent Blakesley reaches out to you with the briefing, and he says, "Hunters, we are sending you to the suburban town of Gilder, Iowa, where one Randall Hubbs has been arrested for the deaths of his wife and daughters. Mr. Hubbs states that he thought he was killing monsters, but that isn't what interests the department. Mr. Hubbs lives in a quiet, unassuming suburb, the sort where everyone has the same stretch of manicured lawn. The Hubbs' neighbors all agree that there was nothing unusual about the Hubbs' yard in the days leading up to the murders. But when Mr. Hubbs was discovered in that yard with the bodies, it was filled with fully mature corn plants, their roots reaching well into the deceased. Your liaison with the Jones County Sheriff's Department will be Deputy Charlotte Sullivan. She will meet you at the airport and escort you to town. The usual vehicles will be awaiting you, and we have booked you rooms at the Doubletree Motel in downtown Gilder. Hunters, we need a sample of that corn, and we need to know what is happening in Gilder. Thank you, and good luck."
So where the fuck are we?
Getting off the plane, I assume?
Well, I like who all has Start of Mystery roles. Jo, you get one.
Yep.
Anybody else? Okay. I liked the idea of Jo like having these visions on the airplane to wherever the hell it is that they're going. So that's let's see that.
I get a vague
Destiny
hit about
trait.
it.
A vague hit about it. I think you see this suburban scene, and it's very much ticky-tacky, you know, the houses are all the same. There's like 4 different styles of them, and there's this just sweeping expanse of it, and you get the sense of like a vision almost like you're flying over it at night as if you were some sort of crow or something. And as you're flying over it, the yards start popping up with corn at random sporadic intervals, just poof, you know, as you're coming up, just poof, just all of a sudden here's a patch of fully mature corn springing forth violently from a suburban lawn as you fly over.
Okay, and the whole time I'm having that vision, I'm just staring daggers at August, like across the plain.
Nice.
August, it's been a while. How's it going?
Oh, you know, things have been going on.
Yeah, hey, listen, that last mission, I feel we weren't able to learn much from that monster. You foresee any problems here gaining some extra information about whatever we may get involved in?
That would be helpful, but admittedly, I don't know much about corn monsters.
No. But I guess I'm asking about these other two here. I mean, I've worked with you before. I don't recognize the other two, and that Nina, man, oh man, she had a temper on her, and we just were not able to learn what we wanted to learn from that cool Japanese crazy goblin character. Are we gonna have any problems with these guys? Have you worked with any of them before?
Well, no, but I have interacted with them.
Hey, tell me, is that woman, is that Nina's mom?
Not that I'm aware of. I've never seen them together.
Just the way she holds herself. That's
Attractive, right?
Well, there may or may not be a similarity there, but the way they hold
Yeah,
themselves.
that's what I was thinking too, yeah.
Yeah, and you are Maxwell, is that your name?
Yep, Maxwell.
Maxwell, hi. I'm Gary Kolchek, but everybody calls me Kolchek. And what are you here for?
Guns, killing things, explosions, anything in the death
Awesome.
region.
I will stay behind you then.
Jo rolls her eyes.
Yes, Joe. Hi, I'm Gary Kolchek. How are you? Everybody calls me Kolchek.
I've been better. What do you do, Kolchek?
I know a lot of people, and I know people in general.
Right, Facebook. Got it.
Oh, that's good.
Facebook. Sure. Hey, I was just asking August. You wouldn't be Nina's mom, would you?
No,
You guys
No.
share.
I'm not that old.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it as a
He definitely
as an insult at all.
But yeah, train wrecks. I've got some similarities, I guess.
Yeah, and I saw you sort of zoning out there. What's your role in why are you here at the Department of Deliverance?
I stab things.
So all right. I will stay behind you, and I will stay behind Maxwell. Perfect.
And I sometimes see things. I just saw lots of corn stalks popping up in people's yards. Don't know what it means, but sometimes these things happen later.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, this corn evidently was growing into the victims. We need to figure that
Well,
out.
my first thought is that it's a businessman who's hired a demon to make their crops do well, because that seems to be what we face a lot.
Jo rolls her eyes again.
I like the way you think, Maxwell. There is always someone pulling these strings. Always someone who's got something to gain out of this. I absolutely agree.
You know,
Shall we
there are more monsters out there than just demons, Fonzie.
Well, I know, but the last two we've encountered have been demons. I'm just saying, they exist a lot.
So do ghosts.
Big demon problem in America today. Big demon problem.
If you go looking for demons, you're going to find them, Fonzie.
Are you saying they don't exist?
No, they do.
Well, there we go then.
I'm just saying you have an unhealthy obsession with demons.
I'd say it's a very healthy obsession. Not so healthy for them, but healthy for me.
Right, you need to date a shrink or something.
Know anyone?
No, he's dead.
Oh.
Mitch, what was it I said about the next time I saw you?
Well, I may be smart, but I don't have that great a memory. Something about death, I believe you said.
Yep, if you were unable to supply what I needed, death would be in your future. So?
All right, you can't see my gestures. Just like he's just like kind of like looking like like trying to articulate his thoughts.
Nice. And let's cut to the airport where Deputy Charlotte Sullivan from the Jones County Sheriff's Department is awaiting your arrival. She's sort of like, it looks like she's really unsure what to do, almost goes to like salute and then sees that you're all dressed, she looks awkward. What do you do?
Well,
I'm trying to think. Who are we to her? I can't remember. Like we were probably told
FBI.
like we're the FBI. That's what it's going on.
Yes, that's the standard cover.
Grassy corn is what Maxwell says.
Oh, the corn. Yep, you want to go right there? Okay, I can drive you. We also have the two SUVs waiting. The address, she gives you the address. It's like 1475 Silkworm Avenue.
How long ago did this happen?
Oh, it happened, the murders would have happened night before last. It's, let's say it's a Friday, so it would have happened on a Wednesday night.
Do you know of any demons in the area?
Her eyes go
I'll just suck him one in the gut. That's one harm.
No, her eyes just go colossal, and she's like, "Are you serious?"
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Don't worry.
He's joking.
He's our
Ignore
joker.
him.
He's our comic relief.
Oh, okay. That's strange sort of humor. It's been pretty tense around these parts. Your vehicles are over here. Would you like to go to the sheriff's department to see the bodies? Do you want to go to the fields, see the corn? You want to go to the motel, get yourself settled?
Well, I don't know about these folks, but I would like the first two in that order.
I'd say bodies and corn, personally.
Yeah, I would like to go see the bodies, and then in the car, I'll make some phone calls.
I'll call shotgun.
Damn
Okay.
it!
So,
Now-
what's our plan?
We do have a multiple vehicle situation here, so you can...
Right.
Some can go with the deputy, some can go in another direction if you'd like to. Some people could go directly to the corn, some people could go directly to the morgue. You could go to the motel. You could go to the local library. You tell me.
Oh, was it the library? Definitely not the library.
Maxwell's actually probably going to want to go straight towards the corn, so don't know about
I'll go
everyone else.
corn too.
I'll head and grab all people's luggage, and I'll go to the hotel to drop it off there and make a few phone calls.
Cool.
Did they provide Fonzie with a bike?
Yes.
I'm
yes,
just
they
going
would've.
without my bike. Oh, okay. I have my bike. Cool. Or a bike.
Yes, they would have provided you with a bike, certainly. Probably not your bike, but if you would have specified that you wanted one, you can have one to motor about on your own.
Yeah, sure.
Really? A bike?
Might as well. It's good for speedy scenarios. Getting in, getting out, causing explosion.
All right, get
Wait.
on.
Wait, what did you say you were doing, August?
I'm going to corn, so
I'm going
hoping
to.
you.
August, I meant.
I'm gonna check out the victims.
Okay, cool. I'm getting on my motorbike.
Cool.
Hopping on back.
Nice. And you two
Heading-
are going.
Yeah, heading for the corn.
Heading for the corn, and August and Kolchek are headed to the bodies. And Kolchek, you were going to make some phone calls along the way. Cool.
Exactly.
Hey, guess what? I've drawn a map.
Oh my god!
All right.
I know, it's crazy.
Oh, cool.
So here we go. The sheriff's department is going to be in downtown Gilder. The Doubletree Motel's a little bit outside of town. The three large blocks are different suburb developments. The accused, Mr. Hubbs, which would be someone that you could go and talk to as well if you wished, he and his family were living in the Pines. So, Kolchek, who are you calling?
I would like to call my contact in the FBI, in the National Police, and I would like to ask him about Randall Hubbs and see basically if I will use that as an investigative mystery role to ask some questions centering around Randall Hubbs himself and his history.
Sounds good. Why don't you get those dice on the table and let's see what we can find out.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. And where's my character sheet? Here we go. So that's going to be because I'm using the Naked City. What that allows me to do is I can pick one of my contacts, and I have 4 different contacts. And if I use this information in a way to investigate a mystery, I get a +1 on my investigative mystery roll. So I get to use a sharp +1. So there's that. I'll give myself the 1, and there it is.
Nice. So that will be one question off the list. What's the name of your contact here?
Well, the name of my contact is Agent Bill Smolsky.
Bill Smolsky. All right.
Yeah,
I got a lot of shit for that name as a child.
Yeah. That's probably a reason why he went into law enforcement, I imagine. Anyway, I want to know what is being concealed here with regards to Randall Hubbs.
What's being concealed here? Oh, here's a good answer for you. So
right.
what Bill says is he says, we've looked everything up, and Randall's. He's been clean. He's got no arrests, no anything. But the one thing we did find was back in '87. I had to pause to check my dates. Back in '87, he snuck out of his room one night and was found in the center of a nearby highway. Almost got run down. In and of itself, nothing too crazy, but there was that same summer back in '87. There was a not dissimilar homicide in Gilder. Man killed his family. Weird coincidence, but nonetheless, that feller's.
And where, interesting, was that located in the same area that that Randall Hubbs had almost been hit by the truck, or found in the middle of the highway, or where's that family killed?
Well, that family was killed in Gilder in a River Fox Run, one of the earlier developments. The Kenneth Hester, he lived in that development, as did Mr. Hubbs, and he killed his wife and daughters later that summer, August of '87.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Randall, he wants to take he says it was monsters. He said that the words weren't his wife and family at all. Tragic, really. He is convinced of it. But wish you the best on the investigation here, Kolchek. You
Thanks, Bob.
let me know if
I owe you
yeah,
one.
it's Bill.
Oh, yeah, Bill. Thanks, Bill.
I'll
I owe
remember
you
that,
one.
Kolchek.
I hang up before I step in it again.
Nice.
So.
And then Jo and Maxwell, you are headed to the corn on the back of this bike. Yeah, I think you probably get a couple of looks as you come in through this suburban sprawl. And I mean, it is totally flat. These houses are identical. The lawn is a uniform shade of true green chemicals right up and down it. But you can see the yard from a ways off because all of a sudden here's a mess of corn. What are you guys doing?
Gotta stop the bike first.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, yeah, obviously.
Or just run at full speed into the cornfield. See how that works out. I get you with my motorbike.
Yeah, stop at a convenient area or where do we know sort of where exactly the specific location was, or
Yeah, you have the address, and you can from down the street see the difference because there's just a stretch of true green, chemically treated lawns, and then at the further down you can see this corn that is growing wildly different from the rest of the landscaping. So it's a pretty good guess that that's going to be your destination.
okay, then yeah, park the bike at a convenient bit and then get out to see if we can discern anything, I guess, from the corn itself. I'm not good at sensing stuff. Jo, are you good at sensing stuff, magic-y things or whatever? Or anything like that?
No, I just didn't want to go with the geek.
And the corn looks, you would have, one runs into corn and there's all sorts of movies about it. This looks old and dried out at this point. You definitely would recall that Agent Blakesley said that it was fresh, full-grown corn, not rotting corn stalks.
Jo, what do you think we should do?
Well, are there any other people around?
You would see in one of the houses next door, like you look in the window, like the curtain falls back a little bit and like the top of the head is over the curtains a little bit. So there's somebody at home next door, but there's nobody coming out or approaching.
Well, there's
Should we
a
interrogate
curtain.
them, see what they know?
There's a curtain twitcher, so yeah, they're usually the busybodies in the street, right? Everyone business.
I march up to that house and bang on the door.
Even Jo knows this is a bad idea, but she's just going to let it happen.
And a shortish, somewhat mousy-looking woman of indeterminate Eastern descent answers the door and, hello?
Do you know anything about what happened on Wednesday night?
Who are you?
FBI.
You idiot.
Do you want to do this? I call back.
No, you're doing fine.
Great, we're FBI.
Can I see the badge?
I show the badge.
And her eyes kind of like light up a little bit when she spots it, and she steps out onto the doorway and she extends her hand and she says, "I'm Sherry Cato. It's tragic. There was nothing there 2 days ago. All day Wednesday. I keep a close eye on the streets in the neighborhood and the things that go by, and there was no corn there. There was no corn there until the screaming started." I'm the one who called the police. I looked out the window and saw what had gone wrong with the lawn. Later, we heard about the bodies. What else do you need to know?
You didn't see the corn growing or anything, did you? You just saw the after effects.
No, we were watching Law and Order and heard the screaming, and I looked out the window and there it was, and wow.
Can you describe vividly what you saw?
Beautiful green corn. We see a lot of corn here in Iowa, but usually when driving, not usually in your neighbor's lawn. It was quite a thing. We knew Randall. It seems like such a cliche to say that you'd never think it, but you'd never think it of him. And anyway, I looked out and there was just all of this corn, and we went out to see what on earth had possessed the Hubbs to do this bizarre thing. And
a demon, perhaps?
And she like quickly crosses herself and says, "Do you think? I don't know. All I know is Randall was hollering and and she sort of like visibly shudders. Would you like to make an investigative mystery roll to see if you can get some good intel out of Sherry?
Yeah. Roll it. That is sharp. 7.
Cool. So that's one question.
Okay. I can't think what she would know specifically. Because I want to know either what sort of creature or where did it go, but she's not going to know any of those.
Yeah, you'll probably get limited intel from either of those.
What can it do, I guess?
What
I'll
can
try
it
that.
do? Okay, no, that's good. And she goes on to describe what she found with Randall there amongst the bodies. And she will talk about the roots going into the flesh of the victims here and how brilliantly green it is, and how when Randall looked up at her, and here, Sherry's been sort of like bubbly and, pleased about the gossip, even when talking about the death, but in this instant where she talks about the look on Randall's face as he looked up at her, she honestly believes that he did not mean to do this. He thought something else was going on, and she tells you that he thought he was fighting monsters, and maybe he was. So I think what you get a very clear sense of what can it do is it can confuse the crap out of somebody's senses. It can totally bewilder a person.
That's very helpful information. Thank you. Anything else to note before we leave you to spy?
And she looks a little cross at you on that with that one. And she goes to, she expresses, you're one to talk, Agent Motorcycle.
Okay, we have another show on our hands.
She volunteers her number in case there's anything else that you want to ask her. She's
Thank you, much appreciated.
Oh, you're welcome. And she kind of shudders and goes back inside the house, and a few minutes later you see the blinds twitch a little bit.
Joe's all walking up to him. She's like, "So, got a hot date?"
I'm getting hag vibes off her.
Sure you do. You go looking for hags, you're gonna find hags.
I don't look for hags, they just...
Find right, come on.
The point is, this thing, I relay the information that she told us and what it does. She should probably go and tell the other people that.
You're also missing one other important piece of information there. Whatever it is can grow corn through bodies really quick.
Well, that too. I mean, yeah, but the important thing that we didn't already know, because that much is a given, thanks, Joe, is what I just said about it being able to control people.
Sure. Do you think the corn tastes any different because it's grown through people? Keeper, is there any corn I can break off?
I was honestly going to wave the Blakesley flag and remind you that he did ask for it.
Yeah, he did ask for some corn.
And there would be. It looks a little like there are ears sticking off the sides of multiple stalks, but it's dried out. It looks a little rotted. But yeah, you could
past it.
A little past it. You could totally grab a bag, an ear, and toss it in a plastic bag if you wished. Yes.
Okay, so Joe will go over, snap off an ear of corn, and toss it at Maxwell.
Why are you passing to me?
I'm not carrying it. Creepy people corn.
Well, you're the one who wanted to taste it.
Well, it's obviously past it. Seems it grows really fast and it dies fast too.
Are we done here then? Is this all we need to? Should we go back to see the others?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing here to stab, obviously, unless you want to, wait for me to slash at a few ears of corn, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, okay, let's go back.
Okay, back on the bike.
Cool, so you guys leave the suburbs, and I think as you're leaving, we get the shot through the cornfield of the motorcycle departing, and there's this figure, this half spectral figure that walks in front of the camera just for an instant. We don't have any sense of how they're clothed or gender or anything like that. Just this spectral human form passes in front of the camera, and then we cut back to Kolchek and August, who are headed to the morgue to investigate the bodies. I think that you probably would have gone, the deputy would have gone with you, so Charlotte Sullivan is still with you guys. And she leads you into the morgue and rolls out the first of the trays, and it is just, it's grim. These look like they've been freeze-dried, kind of, like all the moisture and nutrients have been sucked out of them. What are you guys doing?
I think this is August. This is up to you. And he looks, Kolchek looks visibly nauseous.
Well, Kolchek, why didn't you? I would have expected you to go talk with the man
You're
whose name I forgot.
Yep. Yes. I wasn't paying attention. I forgot what car I got into, and I'm going to make a phone call while you guys are okay, just go ahead and do what you're doing there. And yeah, he does the best he can to save face and walk back out the door that he just came through with you guys.
Nice. August, what are you doing here with the body? And
Well,
there
first,
are 4 of them of various ages.
Well, first, I'm going
3 of them.
to.
Sorry, three. My bad.
Well, first, I'm going to take some hair from all 3, like enough for the one spell that I used last mystery.
Sounds good.
And then, I don't have any moves for this, but I guess I'm gonna try to like. Do I have any spells that would help with seeing what like happened to the bodies?
I think that just being there and being able to talk to them and being in the presence of them, you would be able to get and investigate out there if you wanted to roll it.
Okay, so I'm investigating the bodies, possibly with magic. That's a sharp roll, correct?
Yes, it is. Sweet. What one question
7.
would you like to know? One is the only question that you get to know. Question.
Honestly, I kind of want to know what happened. Like, okay, we know that corn grew from them, but like, what happened? Because these things were killed by the father, right? That's what we were told. Like, how did he?
Yes.
Like, I don't think I'm gonna get much more information from the bodies. So, oh no, wait, I could probably figure something out about the creature.
I mean, I think what happened here is a very reasonable thing to ask.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. Yeah.
And I think what you will see is quite clearly the knife wounds that were inflicted that would have been fatal. You would see the dirt that would have been pushed up and around them. It looks post-mortem from the way it appears like they were slashed, but were already dead by the time they started getting covered with dirt. And then there's all of these weird, like some of the root is still sticking into the flesh and it's wrinkled and it looks like this corn, after the bodies were dead and had perhaps been offered to it, took the nutrients and the moisture right out of the bodies and used them to fuel this phenomenally fast growth of corn.
I'm gonna take a sample of root then, if I can.
Oh sure, they're gonna sit there. They're giving you a little bit of a berth. You're the FBI. You're the expert. You're gonna go ahead and do that. That sounds good. So Jo and Kolchek, you are interested in actually talking to Randall?
Well, yeah, I think Jo would be, and Facebook would probably be a good human interaction user interface here, but we're still in different locations, aren't we?
Yeah, but you could very much call from the back of Fonzie's motorcycle.
Yeah, sure. Jo has that much confidence in both of their abilities to handle that bike.
Seems like
Yeah, that would be definitely something Kolchek would want to do. He's just figured out, though, a contact to call to see these the Kenneth Hester murders. So he would be calling Albert Wynn of the Gilder Globe. This is a reporter who'd been around for a while, and Kolchek kind of tracked down his name and is going to call him to see if he can get any useful information regarding Kenneth Hester back in 1987. You want to take care of that now?
yeah,
or-
let's get that out on the table and let's see if there's any information we can find out of that.
All right. Yeah. So he calls Albert. He explains who he is and that Kolchek works for the FBI. And so I'm going to roll investigate a mystery. And because I'm using one of my contacts, I can add +1 to my roll. What happened to that?
What happened to what?
I'm trying to do the roll. Let's roll plus sharp. There we go.
Sweet. And is that with the +1 added in? It is.
Yes.
All right. So still just the one question.
Yep.
What
What's being concealed here with regards to the murders committed by Kenneth Hester in 1987 in Gilder, Iowa?
in regards to the murders committed by Kenneth Hester, there was more corn involved. The River Fox Run community is a little bit more upscale suburbs, so there's more separation between you and your neighbors, and he was at the back of one of these cul-de-sacs. No one wanted to be as firm as Sherry and the other neighbors are about Randall's corn not having been there, but they found that this guy Kenneth had killed his family and allegedly buried them in this cornfield that he'd planted, is the way that the story read. But
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Wynn. If I have any other questions, can I call you?
you're welcome to. I don't know how much help I can be. Kenneth died in prison a number of years ago, so.
Well, that's very good to know. Okay, was he? Do you know whether was he convicted? Was he crazy when he was convicted, or did he seem?
Oh yeah,
crazy?
he was mostly quiet. He looked haunted in the trial. That was the biggest thing they said about him. How haunted he looked.
All right. Well, appreciate your help. You've been a great asset to the FBI, and you will get a letter of appreciation in the mail in 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh shit, send it to some teenager. I don't need no damn letter of appreciation. My walls is covered with letters of appreciation from all sorts of folks. I'm run out of space. So you
Then put this up on your wall.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Jo, you want to go talk to our current killer?
Yeah. So Jo would have called because it would have been a bit too hard to text on her dumb phone on the back of a motorbike to Kolchek. So she'd be like, "Hey, Facebook, let's talk to the murderer."
Yeah, let's do it. That was definitely on my list. I will head over there as soon as I get or do you want to pick me up?
On the back of a bike. I don't think we can handle 3.
But wouldn't it be fun to try?
Yeah. No, you can be in the middle if that's the case.
All right. As soon as August is finished up with his inquiries, I will join you over there, and let's figure out what's going on. I'm not optimistic based on what I'm learning.
Sure, be there in a minute, and she hangs up.
Okay.
Nice.
Right.
And let's call a break there. We'll wrap up with whomever would like to crowd into the room to interrogate the alleged killer, and I'll be back in about 5. Cheers.
This episode edited and produced by Dora. Music composed and produced by Dora. For a full list of all participants in Untitled Dice Game, along with their roles, characters that they may play, and social media, visit untitleddicegame.com. For the latest news, follow us on Twitter @UntitledDice. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We would love for you to tell your friends about us too. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Cool. So I'll be bad cop.
I don't think Maxwell knows how to do good cop, but if there are other people there, you can do bad cop, good cop, and Maxwell.
I'll be good cop.
I mean, while this is going on,
we're taking a break, August. But I was just saying, Maxwell and whoever could be on the other side of the mirror yelling out stuff like, "No, I would have punched him."
well, August isn't going to be part of this interrogation. He'd like to check out the house.
Do you think
Although I guess I should wait for our keeper to come back to say that.
I can see him walking up his stairs. Well,
like Maxwell, are you trying to be a part of the interrogation?
Yeah, I specifically want to ask what he thought he was fighting.
You don't want to give August a ride to the house?
Well, I've got the deputy. She can probably drive me.
She's just a liaison. She's got work.
Oh
You have to
man,
drive yourself.
I can't drive myself. I don't have a driver's license.
I think Maxwell's gonna lose. We can say we do rock paper scissors to see who questions him, and Maxwell can totally lose.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I'll do
not
rock,
gonna
paper,
try to
scissors on
steal I think I could maybe just like ask our keeper how long it would take to walk there, or if I've got a
Sure.
spell to get there faster.
So are we at the Doubletree Motel? Where exactly is he being held then?
The station, presumably.
Yeah, where's the station on the map? Though it just says
Right.
shopping.
I don't
Line.
know.
I see where our motel is.
Mentality is let's go where the demon might still be rather than where it's already been. But Joe needs to ask. Well, I'm gonna tell Joe to ask what he thought he was fighting and if it was demons.
She's gonna roll her eyes at Maxwell, but she'll totally ask the question.
It's always demons.
I mean, honestly, the corn thing makes it seem like it's more likely to be like aliens or fairies.
Aliens don't exist. Come on.
No. Remember, August is actually an alien.
No comment.
I'm trying to remember what my history was. Yeah, no, I don't think you. Yeah. As far as what Maxwell's concerned, aliens don't exist.
You believe in demons, but not aliens.
I've fought demons. I've never seen an alien. Never ever. They don't exist.
They don't exist unless you see them.
Yep.
But you
Well,
could be
or kill
seeing them every day without even realizing it.
That's some object permanence shenanigans.
Yeah, none
Well.
of you people are real when I don't see you.
Have you ever seen an alien, Joe?
Aliens?
Yeah.
I don't think so, but you never know. I mean,
I
why
mean-
would they tell you they were aliens?
I'm just
I'm
going to
pretty
end
sure
the
they'd know
conversation there.
they'd get dissected. Do we need to get you a little tinfoil hat?
It's demons. No, that's the opposite of tinfoil hat. They don't exist.
Should we get August a tinfoil hat? I mean, sorry, should we
Yes.
get Mitch a tinfoil hat? Slip of character there.
Tinfoil hats for everyone.
I actually have a picture of me with a tinfoil hat, but it was only because they did that with I'll dye my hair. I thought it was hilarious. That's why I took a photo.
Well, hello, fellow travelers through the podcast airwaves. I'm Nathan.
I'm Jake.
I'm Jamie.
And oh, look, what's this? Why, it's something we made I'd like to tell you about. It's Knight's Quest.
Knight's Quest is a fantasy RPG podcast where the three of us use dice and our imaginations to write a story together.
We're putting some wacky characters through whatever situations we can think of to tell an interesting story, and it's improvised, so we don't even know where it's going to go next.
Sometimes we buy socks. Sometimes we talk about bread. And sometimes we accidentally summon the god of chaos.
Just an average Friday here on Knight's Quest.
And with an original musical score for every episode, you won't want to miss anything that's happening in our story here at Knight's Quest, every other Friday, wherever podcasts can be found.
Yeah, we'll play some dodgeball and we'll get thrown in the dungeon by the king. It's fine. We'll do it all here on Knight's Quest.